Bastards.
Where I thought we were being
Bastards!
Bastards!
And the Academy Award goes to.
Yeah, right. That's great.
I told you we would all have a laugh about that one.
At least she looks good. She looks good for her age.
I'm gonna try that. That must have been like a naturalistic look the janitor was going for, or the groundskeeper was going for the whole movie, because I kept trying to.
Willard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy played Bluto in the Popeye movie.
I know, dude.
Yo! Oh, wow. I knew I saw him somewhere before.
Hell yeah. By the way, she's not very good at tennis, if you watch that.
No, she's not a pro. She's probably better at being a cop, maybe better at being a teacher, but definitely not pro tennis player quality.
Yeah, the Willard's funny. Polishing his chainsaw. He loves his chainsaw.
He's great, dude. To your point, Steph, I won't lie. I sat in the mirror a little bit ago trying to do it too, and it's like, yeah, you got to be born with that Willard look.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just learn that shit.
Not even The Rock can pull that shit off.
No. Hell yeah. That's so funny.
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, bro.
Happy birthday, brother.
It was a couple weeks ago, right?
Wasn't it?
It's like a month ago.
Oh. Yeah. I was gonna say, I felt like I said that recently.
Steph's like, fuck, I missed his birthday. Happy birthday.
What are we talking about today? What are we doing?
1982's Pieces. Directed by who? Was it?
That's a great question.
JP bullshit and stuff or something.
Yeah, Juan Piquer Simon. It's a tricky one.
Was this a completely foreign film?
Spanish, right?
Yeah. Well, I saw it's got like a combination. I think it was filmed mostly in the States.
Right.
But I saw it's like a collaboration of like the United States, Spain, and Italy, I guess.
Okay. Because it seemed like in certain scenes they were like speaking English, and then you could tell for certain characters they had like a
right. Well, it's kind of the same. I mean, hell, Robbie, you taught me this. It's the same with all those Italian films where they just speak their native language and they worry about it later. So there'll be some actors speaking English, others speaking Italian.
Yeah, because they're not recording dialogue on set. It's all done post. So.
Right.
And I'm the jackass last week telling you it's an American film, and then I wouldn't put it on. I'm like, what the fuck was I talking? I forgot about all that. But the dubs didn't bother me. I thought it was well dubbed. I thought that was one of the things about it.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
Either that or I'm getting used to it.
I don't know if it's well dubbed, but it's it's par for the course. It's what we're used to. You know, I mean, I've been watching all these kung fu movies too, and it's the same fucking shit there. Like, it's just like, they're just like, this is the line, this is the amount of time you have to say the line, make it fucking work. And that's why they do those. They either say things real fast or they do a weird pause in the middle of a sentence. I love it though. I fucking love it. And there's nothing better than smoking some pot and fucking on a waterbed. First of all, fucking on a waterbed doesn't work. It's terrible. You would think it would. It's not as glorious as you would think.
Right.
Frustrating.
Never tried.
It sounds tricky.
Yeah. You can't get
waterbeds.
Banging in the shower sounds good too.
Yeah.
Banging in the water sounds good. No, but let me tell you, it's some work.
There's somehow
banging in the shower
friction.
is good. Yeah, banging in the shower is real good if you got some lubricant. That's not soap, obviously, because you don't want to give her a yeast infection.
And if you're not 6'5".
Yeah, and you got to have like fucking Jack Hawksmoor treads on your fucking bare feet, and you got to have like amazing upper body strength. So there you go.
Just like plant your feet.
Just plant your feet and live, bro. That's what you got to do.
You get out of the tub and your feet are just like burned.
Yeah, then you're like, that's why my parents had the bath mat in the tub. That's why they have.
I'd be like, I'm gonna be the first dude to get like my feet imprinted into the bathtub so that I can just click them in. Just click them in.
I had a roommate one time. At the head of the bed, there were these two fucking holes. All of a sudden, I was like, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, "That's her feet." I was like, "God damn, bro! You knocking them boots, man."
Speaking of boots.
Yeah, that's always something I definitely forget, that they never record like on lot. It's always after, which seems like more expensive. Maybe it's not because they have less people on set and then they just like record it in a booth after. But
you don't have to have a sound guy there, for instance, right? You don't have to have the sound guy. You don't have to run that equipment. You don't have to rent that equipment. So it's actually easier because they know they're going to dub the film anyway, because these are cheap films that are made to be distributed across the world. You just have to basically just say the words almost. You don't even, I almost feel like you don't have to act it out as well, if anything. Maybe
because someone's going to put the voice in it anyways and stuff,
But sometimes it's usually you for your native language
that's
doing it. Not always the case, though. So
yeah, depending if you speak Spanish, then you're going to do the Spanish, and then the English person's going to dub over you.
Like I felt like Linda Day, the Bastards woman. I felt like she was the one doing her lines, but it's hard to tell. It really is tricky to tell.
Yeah, no, because I've got a line come up and tell. Like sometimes you could be like, she did not just say that line. A lot of stuff I could catch it. You know what I mean? I could see her mouthing it. So I could see her actually being one of like the English.
I think what I found out was that one of the only people that wasn't speaking like in English on set was the incel buddy of our hero, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, his little nerdy buddy.
Yeah, the one that's like he's trying to mac on that chick, and then he's like, "Oh, fuck you anyway."
Yeah,
some shit like that.
That's great.
And then there's that bit. He's like, "I'll kill myself if I'm the bearer of bad news." No, you're good. Cool. I'm too young to die, or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's so funny.
It's awesome. Dylan, tell everybody a little bit about Pieces. I'm sure people are eager to know. If you don't know, they need to know.
I was gonna ask before. This was probably Steph's first time watching. Verno's first time watching last week or whenever he watched it. Robbie, was this your first time watching?
Hell yeah, this was my first time. And I got one on the way from Amazon.com. Let me tell you right now.
So I'm the only one that's seen this. So I was waiting for you to show off the Grindhouse release. I thought you might have picked it up. I said I don't own.
Not here yet, but it's on the way, man. Yeah, I got the one with the soundtrack and shit.
It's worthy of purchasing. It's a nice Grindhouse release, man. It's the same company that did From Beyond.
Yeah, I'll do my best drum dums and be like, it's a high purchase worthy.
I like drum dums.
Me too.
Out of all of them, he might be my favorite. Other than DHS, that's my favorite short span one man YouTube show.
Drum Dums is cool, dude. He's in a like, I don't know if anyone's ever really noticed it, but there's an episode of Stranger Things. And he's playing like a security guard. And I messaged him and I was like, dude, I swear this is gonna sound weird, but were you like an extra in Stranger Things? And he's like, yep. I was like,
yo,
I fucking knew that was
That's
you,
awesome.
bro.
That's so
He's
cool.
like just standing outside of like the fucking hospital building or something. Like it's something really just random, but because I watch him, I just knew it. I saw him. I was like in the security outfit and everything.
Yeah.
He's ex-army or I know he's a
yeah, something like that. I can't even get goddamn drawn into a comic. This motherfucker's getting put in Stranger Things.
Right.
Man, but I'm sure he's out in LA or something. But dude, a lot of those guys that live in LA, they just go down to a set just to see it. Be like, I just want to go chill on a set just to be an extra. Don't get paid.
The Duffer Brothers are probably fans of his channel.
Right.
You know,
True.
because
Yeah,
they obviously watch all that kind of shit.
Maybe that's probably how he got in. That's how, because most of the time you're not gonna see like he is like it's like you just see him for a split second. Like maybe somebody walks past him, but it's like his shot in a way.
I'm gonna have to look it up, man.
That's cool.
I've been noticing that he's got a VHS copy of this in the background of some of his stuff. That's why like it keeps being planted on my radars because I keep watching his videos and I keep seeing pieces on VHS in the background.
Oh yeah. Man. I'll Vern. I'll give you like I got like 2 other reviewers that are like Drum Dums, and these other 2 are like freaking like top 3. And
nice.
Well, I got like a top 5 probably. I'll send
Drum Dums and Bloodbath and Beyond are the ones I like the most.
I was gonna say, yeah.
What's the dude's name? He sits at like a podium.
Yep, that's what I was just thinking of with the long beard.
Yeah, that guy's
he's
pretty
funny. Yeah, he's funny for sure.
And whenever they covered on Good Bad Flicks, he's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Podium. I don't know that guy.
God, what's his name?
I just watched his bit.
He did one on Pieces. Yeah, he did one on Pieces.
But yeah. So speaking of Pieces, Pieces is a 1982 horror film, Spanish horror film, right, Robbie? It's Spanish, not Italian.
Berno said it was like a mix of both, right?
I thought there was some.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a B cheesy horror flick, but it's a lot of fun. What's the tagline? It's like you don't need to be in Texas to see chainsaws or something.
There's another tagline that says it's exactly what you think it is, or some shit like that.
They're both great. Equally
great.
They're
They're both great. It's perfect. The kills are very memorable. Going with the the waterbed kill. I mean, it's the guy's going around with a chainsaw. So the kills are going to be pretty memorable. You get a freaking just the biggest red herring in any fucking horror movie ever. I absolutely love it and laugh my ass off at it every time though.
What was the movie? What was it? Happy Birthday to Me, where I was like, this movie could be called The Red Herring.
Yeah.
Right? It's not quite that level, but it is. And all the red herrings, you're like, there's no fucking way.
Right.
It's too obvious and it's so stupid.
Willard, the groundskeeper, he shows up right after anything bad happens with his overly suspicious, like it's hysterical.
Yeah. And then the weird professor, who's like, they're like, do you think that this was done with that bloody chainsaw laying right next to these body parts?
Anyone could see that. It's elementary.
No,
even a layman.
I wish he would have came back with like, and it's elementary to not touch the murder weapon.
Right.
Like, that was funny though. He's funny. Like those chicks are like always teasing him and like he's kind of cute, and then they're like, where the? She's like, my chest isn't that big or something. He's like, I assure you. You're fine. And she's like, where are my things located? He's like, right here. But he's just getting like fucked with, man. He's just like a case waiting to happen.
Right.
He reminded me of Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. He does,
That's
man.
funny.
That's like the real like Ron Burgundy.
He is. He's like a gay Ron Burgundy, man. That's what he is.
I wonder if he's really gay though.
He is in the movie. They mentioned that.
Yeah,
the principal, the dean.
I found out such.
Well, they also do say that he lives alone with his mother, which in 1982 was code for his character's name.
Right. Which I wish I would have picked up on. Like, oh, his mother's alive. Like, I didn't pick up on that. Like, that's supposed to dismiss him from the suspect list.
I bet these fuckers made this movie and then they're like, oh fuck, we said his mom's alive. I hope nobody notices that shit.
Willard, the groundskeeper,
right?
Kind of like
groundskeeper Willard.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this is a definite fun movie. It's one that you definitely gonna want to get some Coke and some popcorn, Coca-Cola.
Right.
I was about to be like,
I saw the head turn, Robbie.
Yeah. Some nose candy.
Well, you definitely want to get some methamphetamines. I mean, this is a lot of fun.
I was like, I don't know. I can't really focus on a movie when I'm doing coke, but
you're gonna want to watch this over and over and over for like 3 days straight after you watch it once. But yeah, I think it's a fun time. It's a good one. I'm sure there's plenty of drinking games you could make out of this. But it's definitely worth the watch. It is definitely a B cheesy horror film, but great practical effects and great kills in it, and some goofy, funny characters, but none that where you like really hate. It's a good story though. It's a good story, good twist. But in my head, they kind of ruin it early on. If they would have just cut out like those fucking feet, those shots of like the shoes, you know what I mean? It kind of, to me, it gives it up right away. But if they because they really don't need them. If they just got rid of those, you would probably have no idea who it is, or at least you could, obviously you downsize it because you're like, okay, there's 4 characters in the movie. It's got to be one of the 4. It's not going to just be some nobody that like you've never seen. So you can kind of, it's easy to kind of trim down. Yeah,
I figured it out very early.
I didn't. Did you, Steph?
I didn't. I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
I got like on my first watch, it took me like halfway, but I was a little bit younger too. I feel like now at the second I saw, like when I watch it now, because sometimes I haven't I didn't watch it. It's been maybe about a year or 2 since I've seen it, probably like a year at least. So sometimes you forget, you almost forget the twist.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I saw the shoes, I was like, oh yeah, I remember now.
It's like Jeff Loeb. The mystery is layered in the same way like the Jeff Loeb stuff is done in say like Long Halloween or Hush or Dark Victory. It's like they really accentuate the red herrings that are it's so obviously not the groundskeeper or the other professor or the kid or his friend. Like the other chance, I was like, maybe it's his friend, but I don't think it's that. I was like, the age doesn't match there because it's supposed to be 40 years later. This is a kid, so I'm expecting him to be like in his 50s. So I was like, it's the dean, right? Like so, but it didn't stop it. It didn't hinder the enjoyment, at all.
I thought like halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh, it must be the professional tennis player, sex change, because you get a lot of that in horror movies, where the killer has had a sex change. I was like, oh, it must be that. But no. That's another thing. I should just throw it out there. Since it is a murder mystery, obviously this is an old ass movie. It is on Peacock right now. If people out there want to check it out, obviously I think we all kind of highly recommend giving it a whirl. Do we want to spoil that, or we want to wait till like later on in the discussion to really, because we haven't said it. We've been beating around the bush. Do we want to hold off on that till later and discuss
about what? Who the killer is?
Yeah,
I literally just said it.
Did you say it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, it's the dean.
Well, all right then. That answers that.
I know who it is.
This movie's fucking 40 years old, man.
Right. But I mean, hell, 3 of the 4 of us had never seen it until this week. Or even heard of it. I hadn't heard of it until, like I said last week, Eli Roth talking about it.
Nice.
Made me want to check it out.
It doesn't matter who the killer is, y'all.
It doesn't.
The mystery is the dumbest part of the whole thing. I was like, they could have just let us know who it was from the beginning. No.
Still same outcome.
Yeah, same outcome, same level of enjoyment, right? This movie, we're not trying to say this is a good movie, but it's a fucking awesome movie.
Right. Well said.
Let's start at the beginning because it's got a pretty horrific kill and just brutal and fucking insane. Some Michael Myers level shit. So you get a kid, what is he? What is she yelling at him about again?
He's putting together this pornographic puzzle.
Yeah, the puzzle.
He's piecing together.
He's piecing together the pornographic puzzle. His mom walks in on him, starts, giving him shit.
Yeah.
And just dogging on him, acting like he's some little pervert for doing what any freaking normal little boy does. Looks at breasts.
That's some kids. kids deal with that though. Like, and it leads to this weird sexually repressed type person. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain level, like, where your parents will make you like turn your head or shit. But like, I never got like fucking like yelled at for fucking being caught with porn. Like, they would catch my porn, they'd be like, and then they'd take it away. I'd go get more. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's just how it worked.
Right.
Yeah.
But those kind of repressive parents can really fuck someone up, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
I agree with Zach though. How did he? Man. He's got this chainsaw. This murderer's got this chainsaw the whole time, and he's like the most subtle fucking person with it. Nobody ever suspects like how weird it is that this dude just walked in this elevator with a fucking chainsaw.
That's part of the whole movie.
Hiding it behind his back and shit. Like, that's really gonna.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, to your point, Dylan. After she catches him with this,
which obviously it's probably not been the first time. Obviously, she's caught him doing some shit before, and he's just fucking had it. So he straight goes and grabs the axe, man, and just starts cracking her skull, man. And that dude, they got good effects. Where like you see like the axe hitting her head, you know. And you just see the dents in it.
Oh, they make up for that later, though, when you see the bendy ass knife.
Oh, yeah.
Like on the fucking skull.
Right. The blood in this movie looks great. Because I've been watching quite a bit of the Italian films and stuff with really.
And it's not good.
Kind of, you got to get used to that kind of blood.
Yeah, their blood. They didn't have it down yet.
It looked incredible.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, so what? The freaking cops come, and I don't know. I guess he spent time in a fucking home. Who knows? They don't really say, but
he goes with his aunt or whatever. I'm assuming because they don't think he did it at all. Like he gets away with it.
Yeah,
covered in blood.
You're right.
Yeah,
he does get away with it.
I thought that was, to me, that was what made the movie like kind of unique. At least like the way it was. It's part of the structure of it, but. Then they jump 40 years later. The first scene takes place in 1942. They jump 40 years later, and you don't know who that character is. The movie has about 4 or 5 men in their 50s, because it's probably a guy in their 50s. Which one of these dudes is it? Nobody's really the main character. Would you guys agree on that? There's no main characters. There's maybe Kendall, maybe the tennis coach lady that doesn't show up till halfway through the film.
I'd say those are the 2 big ones. But you're right, like because you even think it's going to be what's his name, Christopher George. He's in Graduation Day, and he's in another fucking Italian film that I'm escaping right now. But the main police detective who literally is the worst police detective in existence. He has to rely on like a 19-year-old fucking kid.
Yeah,
right.
And he's making his partner do all the fucking work.
In real life, he's married to Linda Day's, the actress at the time.
I think he died the very next year, actually.
Oh,
wow. That's crazy.
He's best known for his television role in the 1960s show, The Rat Patrol. I know he was familiar. In one of these.
He looked very familiar.
He's in some kind of Italian film or something. I know he's in Graduation Day. Let me look. Graduation Day, Pieces. City of the Living Dead. He's in City of the Living Dead.
Oh, he's in City?
Yeah.
That might be my favorite of the Italian horror films that I've watched so far.
Interesting.
That's the one with the guts coming out of the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the shit out of that. That's so good. It's up there.
The music in that is so good.
He died in 1983, age 52.
Cemetery. Out of those 3, Robbie's is From Beyond. It was funny when we reviewed those. All of us had our own favorite.
Yeah.
Robbie's was From Beyond. Mine was what is it? Cemetery? What is it called?
House by the Cemetery.
House by the Cemetery.
Bob.
Bob. Have you made your return? But yeah, man. So, who did anyone go yet, or was it just me?
No, we just been bullshitting.
Yeah. So Robbie, what are your overall thoughts and on this, since it was your first time watching this as well? I'm sure you'd seen clips and stuff before. Have they covered it? Bits from In Search of Darkness, at least.
I mean, did they cover it in there?
Oh, yeah.
Because when they got to the bastard bit, I like had a sense of deja vu. I was like, I've seen this bit. So
yeah,
okay. But pretty much what I've alluded to is I loved this film. I thought it was awesome, bro. Like, it is a bad film, obviously. It is not trying to be anything more than what it is, you know? It is ridiculous. A lot of shit doesn't make sense. Some of the acting is very questionable. Some of the choices in the script is very questionable. Some of the choices in the music is incredibly questionable, but I love the hell out of it. Like I said, it's not a good film, but it is awesome. This is a laugh out loud movie. It's got great kills. All of the kills are great. It is bloody. It's got great blood, like Random Kung Fu Guy says. That's a weird bit there too. We'll get into that.
No. That was probably the most random bit in the movie to me.
It's one of the random bits in all of cinema. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Wait, do you know? So you watch some of those videos, so you know the stories. Like Dick Randall or whatever, one of the writers, was doing the Bruceploitation stuff at the time, and that guy is actually Bruce Lee, L.E. He's the fake Bruce Lee in a lot of those movies. And so while the movie wasn't long enough, because you got to be a certain length to qualify for a feature, and the movie wasn't long enough, and he was filming one of those Bruceploitation movies, so he was there. So they put that fucking scene in there just for the hell of it. And it's so weird. It comes across so goddamn racist. Like, where he's like, "Oh, sorry, bad chop suey."
I was going for
wrong.
My jog, and I woke up on the ground. Like, not to.
Yeah.
It's
they
just,
were going.
like, they should. Oh
like,
my god, what a weird bit. But no, overall, I love it because of those weird bits. It does have an element of kind of charm to it. How bad and ridiculous this movie is. I think it's awesome. I really love this film, man. Like I said, I bought it. It's on the way, man.
Right. I knew you would. As I'm watching, I'm like, Robbie love this shit out of this.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, I love that. Like Vern, like how far my man has come. I'm sure that I can't wait to hear if Steph liked it or not. I'm like, how far both of y'all have come.
Hell yeah.
Just period. Even if you don't.
That's not that doesn't sound condescending at all, Dylan. Don't worry about that.
Hey, well, the people like Perry never watched any movies before they met us.
Allegedly.
Right.
Dude, Perry never watched anything before unless it was a rom-com.
Yeah, that's what he says. But I'll tell you what, I watched some other movie reactors out there other than Perry, and I think I call bullshit on a lot of that. Just because I know what it's like. I've done trailer reactions, bro. Every trailer reaction I watched, I had already seen the trailer.
Right.
So you're having to act like, what? And like, nobody's like, holy shit, when they're watching the fucking trailer.
That's why first of all, I never watch reaction videos and I could never make one. Because the whole, exactly that. I couldn't.
I made a couple, but I didn't go overboard.
Right.
I didn't go overboard. And a couple times I did watch it and have to fake it. A couple times I really did do like a reaction, but I didn't like go crazy. I would just be like, damn, that looks dope. But I'm not gonna lie, man, like when there's a couple movies that were coming out, like the Batman, when they were dropping like the test footage and shit and dropped the music and the red lights, I was for real like, dude, what? This is so awesome. Like there's a couple times where I really do the what? Like,
oh, I've done that before, but I'm way too jaded now. I'm 41, man. I can't handle that. I'm just like, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah,
that's how I do a trailer. I was like, the Wolverine Origins trailer looked good too. That's all. I'm going to
fool me once.
Yeah, they'd be like, the fucking movie looks better in the trailer than it does the fucking whole movie. That's like there's a new Michael Bay movie called Ambulance, and the trailer literally looks like a mini movie. And
the trailer's the whole goddamn movie. It's
basically. Yeah. And just the whole movie in fucking 3 minutes. And
by the way, that movie looks.
A lot of people said that
like
movie
it's trash
too.
That movie looks like it's trash.
Well, dude, I wanted it to be good because of Jake Gyllenhaal. But
bruh, come on, man. You thought that movie was gonna be good.
I didn't think it would be good, but man, I thought it'd be okay at least. Like,
wait till you're 41, Dylan.
I know.
I didn't sound condescending at all, Robbie. Calm down.
I'm starting to realize, man, I don't have faith in a lot of the movies that come out. Like Batman, I had faith in. But that was all because of fucking Robert Pattinson. And then I kept just hearing how literally everybody said the script was so good. So that was one that I just knew, you know. But I feel you, dude. there's always like in the back of my head, I'm just like, damn. Or like when you see something and you're just so hyped and you're just like, yeah, it's dope, but I hype myself up too much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, and trailers just ruin everything. Like my girl was even saying, she was like, I hope the whole all the good, like for Black Phone. She's like, when's that coming out? I was like, it's like a month, I think, something like that. But then she's like, I hope all the good parts were in the trailer. I'm like, psh, right? Like, hey, why do they do that?
Right.
I get you gotta sell the movie. It's like, but don't fucking ruin it. I still like Pet Sematary, the remake. It pisses me off so much that they ruin, because I can't finish that movie. That's the one like Stephen King, and I fucking watched Tommyknockers, bro. That's the one I cannot get through, the remake of Pet Sematary. I think some people do like it. I think it's fucking terrible, and it pisses me off so much. Spoiler alert for a dumbass movie, that they switch from the boy to the girl. But it would have been a good bait, because they actually bait and switch you, like they're gonna do the same thing and then they switch it. But they fucking spoiled it in the first fucking trailer.
Right.
That it's gonna be the girl. And so it's like, why do you switch? Why do you bait us when we already know? It was, dude, that whole thing pisses me off so much. And it's really just a shitty fucking movie.
Agreed.
Dylan feels very strongly about that. But speaking of strong,
rare,
you had asked you asked strong ass Steph what he thought about this movie, and I am eager to know.
Hell yeah.
I'm right there with you guys. It was fun. It was I liked that it was I haven't seen many maybe, but that whole mystery like horror thing, like it kind of reminded me of Seven. Not very similar, but you know, Seven was like the thriller type of stuff with the serial killer, but this guy was just like a murderer slasher. I don't really see that too often in horror films. I don't know. There's something about it though. There's a charm. You know, I was trying to figure out through most of it. I thought maybe it was just going to be something with me. I'm glad you pointed out, Bruno, that there was like a lack of focus on like a main character. So I was like, I thought I was missing something. But you know, I still wanted to stick the movie out. There was a lot of great kills, even though it was there's some far-fetched bits, but yeah, I thought it was fun, super fun. And I'm gonna have to look. I think that's like the first Italian. Can we classify that as Italian horror?
Spanish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with. It's mostly a Spanish.
Yeah,
it's a foreign film. So.
We'll pop your cherry on a crazy Italian one.
Hell yeah.
All right. But yeah,
New York Ripper, Dylan. We need to do that soon, man. I would love to see Steph's reaction to that one.
That's an Italian film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucio Fulci, man, one of the best.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
I got that one too.
So do I. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere too. Maybe we should do it next week. Fuck. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
what's wrong with us tonight?
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I thought this definitely worth checking out. It's worth seeing. There's a charm to it, fun energy, and Otis. Oh, what was the groundskeeper's name?
Willard.
Can't go wrong with Willard.
No.
Hell no.
Hell yeah. Well, I didn't go, so I'll say my
New York
spiel.
Ripper, real quick.
Yeah,
is on Tubi for free.
It is, dude. Tubi, their Italian horror selection, magnifico. They've got it all. They've got like most of the biggest stuff from all of the biggest directors. I was just checking it out again yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's a film that you definitely want to know what you're getting into. If you're looking to watch a more cerebral horror film, this ain't it, like at all. If you're looking for great character development and a really interesting plot, this ain't it. But if you're into random, just like silly shit that's gonna make you go, what the fuck were they thinking? And great kills, then that's what this film delivers in spades. The kills are fire. Like I would say, like the waterbed kill, even though it's got the cheesiest moment in the movie where the killer stabs the woman in the back of the head with a rubber knife and you can see it super bend. Before up till that point, it's so dramatic.
Yeah.
And like coming out of the mouth bit's fucking awesome, man.
It's great. And she's on this bed full of blood in slow motion, and she's acting her ass off. She's like, it's very, very intense, but just the amount of random shit. Robbie, you mentioned two of the Bruce Lee thing, and the other thing that's not necessarily random, but when dude gets into the elevator and he's not hiding a knife behind his back or a gun behind his back, he's hiding the world's biggest chainsaw behind his back.
It's like literally Leatherface's chainsaw, right? Is that like, I think it's the exact same one or something.
It's so ridiculous, man. We'll get into the music later, but there are bits like my fiance was like, "What the fuck are you watching out there?" Because the music gets so redundant at times. Just don't. It's like, and they play that a lot.
The heartbeat motif, yeah.
But characters. It's just fun. It's not one that's like, it's not a think piece, but it is a shitload of fun. It's 1982, 83, like to a T, in so many ways. So, Robbie, I was going to ask you, like, is Giallo just like, is this a Giallo, or do you have to be an Italian film to be a Giallo?
As far as I'm aware, I mean, Giallo mostly means Italian, and I wouldn't qualify this as a Giallo. Giallo films aren't typically slashers in the sense of like being like super gory. I mean, they have that, they can, and this has elements of it, but apparently the director said that he was basing the look of the killer on The Shadow and not any kind of Giallo influence, right? But it does have some of those elements, but it's not quite one of those. This is, I think, distinctly slasher, and in the vein of an American slasher from 1982.
Right.
I think it's fucking awesome, bro. And it was classified as a video nasty, so it's one of those banned British films. You know, in Britain it was banned along with like Evil Dead and a few others, and it's fucking awesome, bro. Right. Like, this movie's got boobs and blood and fucking tons of gore and shit. It's fucking, and it's got like just the most ridiculously bad dubbing and scenarios, and it's just so fucking fun, man.
Now, do you have a match? I told you, I don't smoke.
That's great.
And a big Wendy's plug, apparently, for some reason.
Right.
But I get nostalgic for shit like that. I was like, oh, I remember when Wendy's fucking fries came in a cup like that, and I remember those yellow cups, man. Come on, let's bring them back.
Wendy's is great, yeah. You see Taco Bell is making a comeback. Wendy's.
Mexican pizza, baby. It's back. Thank you.
I didn't know until I saw Herm's picture the other day. I saw that. I was so excited. I was like, yes.
Man, I've been so ready for this. We should have done a countdown on PCP. We should have done countdown, man.
Wedneys? Is that purposely spelled wrong, John, or is this an inside thing I don't know about?
He's trying to get me in a D's nuts joke, but he fucked up the spelling, and now he's embarrassed. That's fucking hilarious. All right, Dylan, what's next?
I was gonna ask, what would be the favorite kill, I guess. I was gonna say scene, but it'd just be kill, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's good.
My favorite scene would just be bastard, or the ending. Or I don't know, the ending is good too, the very ending, but then like the one before the ending where he's like when the body falls on him.
Mm-hmm. The actual ending I think is pretty dumb because it's just out of fucking nowhere.
I like when the body falls
out of I like that part, but like the very, very end when the body comes alive, like that's the only bit to me in all of this movie, as ridiculous as it is, I'm like, that's some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It just like
who is it? Is it the body that was built, or is it the
the body that's built? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so it's it's like a Frankenstein thing.
Yeah.
This guy evidently he pieced all these people together, built him as his mom, and reanimated the woman. Is what you're led to believe.
But the dude from Bloodbath and Beyond.
That's what Frankenhooker ended up being.
One of the dudes from Bloodbath and Beyond said that they mentioned that this dude, what's his name, Kendall or some shit?
Kendall, yeah.
Like he's named after a fucking Amazon device. But so like they mentioned that he's like screwing all the chicks, right? And so if this body is made out of people from the at the school, then it's probably something stupid in the mind. You could interpret it as the souls of all these women that he's banged and left and did one night stands with, like, are like now coalescing to, and they rip his cock. You know what I'm saying? Like they pop it. You see it. You see his balls and shit just pop. Right, and you actually see his dick in the fucking movie too. I don't know if y'all caught that.
What happened?
Damn, I missed the dick.
When he gets out of bed with the chick, you see his dick.
Yeah.
And it's like semi-hard too. It's a little weird.
The flower pot is right in front of it when he's looking out the window.
Yeah,
had a fluffer on set.
Yeah, well, he was in bed with a topless woman, so I bet he was just couldn't control it probably.
That's funny, man.
But my favorite kill is the shower kill. They used they got like a dead pig and put them shorts on it, and they that's what they're actually cutting into. But the way it's shot, and when she comes in, this is right before the bastard bit, but she comes in and you see her, and obviously they got her like underneath the floor and all this gore around her, and she's topless, but like cut in half, and it's just her upper torso, and it's fucking so great, bro. Like that is the kind of imagery I would see in shit like Fangoria that would get me to like want to watch these movies, man. There's something compelling about these ultra macabre depictions of death and gore in these movies.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah.
That would be my favorite kill as well.
It's a good one. Yeah, I like when she pisses. Is that the one where she pisses her pants too?
Yeah.
There's just something like you know, they kind of go the extra mile in this film where a lot of people wouldn't, and that's what I appreciate about the kills. Is like, damn, she pissed her pants, like shit like that you don't see.
You see it in Friday 2, right? What's her name pisses herself underneath the bed. Yeah. It's weird when you see that shit and they make the chick piss herself in Last House on the Left. It is very uncomfortable. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's a very uncomfortable thing to see someone piss themselves.
Definitely. It makes you feel stuff.
I think in Friday Part 2, though, they make it seem like maybe the rat took the piss. But
I don't think it was the rat. I don't know.
I don't remember this.
She's like hiding under the bed.
Yeah, and the rat walks past her. And then you see piss coming out from the backside of the bed.
I mentioned, excuse me, the waterbed one, which is fucking great. Yeah. But I'll just take another one that nobody would probably mention necessarily. But the second kill that you get in the movie, where the student just lying on the lawn.
Oh yeah,
and she looks over. Sequence. Yeah, there's some groundskeeper. Yeah, right. It didn't seem like it. And it's just the fact that he walks up and kills her right in the middle of the day, and then it happens so early in the film. It kind of sets you like, damn, we already got 2 kills, and we're like 10 minutes into this thing, and they were both pretty badass. And it really like sets the tone for the movie. It's not even that good of a kill. He walks up and chops her head off. It's cool.
You get nice blood splatter.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. It is pretty damn cool. But
it's paced well too, because you get the sense, first of all, you hear it and you think that something's up, and then you're like, oh, it is just a groundskeeper. He's like, I'll be done in a minute. And then
right. It's because it's funny too because of that. Yeah, just give me 1 minute here. I'll be done. She's like, oh, okay, no problem. And then he cuts her head off. Why not just pop out and cut her head off? Why you got a dick with her? Be like, no, go back to your studies. It'll be fine. So that was good.
I love that because it plays on we already got a beheading, right? And this kid sawing apart his mother. We got that in before the credits, right? And then it goes right into this, right? So like, it's like playing on our expectation that we're not going to see another gnarly kill for a minute. Right. And then we get it. And it's like, what the fuck?
Since you mentioned the credits, I'll just say, I love the credits too. Just like the font that you get, just the knife, pieces. It's something about the credits that I really, really enjoy.
I like that too. The font is really great with the blood dripping underneath it, and then you just got the knife in the middle. I like that. It's simple, but it's perfect. I like it a lot as well.
My favorite kill would probably be the shower scene as well. I like the after effect when they like walk in and just kind of find her body there. I like how all that looked. That looked legit. That's what you're talking about. When she was kind of standing.
Right.
Under
behind they like built her under the floor or something. You can tell, and that's a good bit though. It's very effective, and they use so much blood. Oh my god.
But beyond that, I'd probably have to choose the kung fu instructor, because when it happened, I was like, "What the shit is going on?" Like, and then I hear the motor start, and they make you think it's like the chainsaw, the killer coming, and it's the dude coming. Why would you even be riding your motorcycle down that pathway? And I don't know. It was just so random that I was so thrown off.
It's just piling absurdities on top of each other. We got the kung fu guy, other dudes on a motorcycle for whatever reason.
His explanation, I was just going for my jog, and he left out the bit where he tried to attack her. And I woke up on the ground, bye, and they just wave him off, and it's
must have had bad chop suey.
Yeah,
Robbie, you nailed it. It's like so racist, but it's there's something funny about it. I'm sorry, but it's.
I think some of the trash, and y'all know the films I love, including Pieces. I think the trashiest cinema is Bruceploitation shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially like in Game of Death, where they use like actual footage of his fucking funeral and shit. Like that is so goddamn trashy to me, and that's what they're plugging, and that's why that scene is so fucking. Even in this movie, we're like, this is a bit fucking much. I'm kind of offended, right? It's because those movies offend the shit out of me, man.
What about when Kendall, the Wang scene with Kendall, but before, while he's talking to the girl, and he's like, Jesus, like, you're gonna get us in trouble, like, keep it
He's
down.
like pissed because she's making noise while he's like fucking making her come. That's like the craziest thing to get pissed off at someone for.
You can gag me, Kendall. I'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
You're an adult, man. You're cool, man. Ain't nobody gonna get on you. You're not in you're not in a nunnery. You're not in a religious school. They're like what, in Boston College or some shit, right? They're like, fuck that, man. That's so stupid. This movie's ridiculous.
This curly-headed fuck, and they're all all over him. Please, Kendall, don't be mad. You can gag me. They're like,
who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? You're thinking he must have a giant ass dick, and then you see it, and you're like, okay, I don't understand then.
Yeah.
See that DDE, Even when you got a small,
maybe he knows how to use it.
Yeah.
Apparently he does, but he gets pissed. He's like, is that the secret? Like every time they start getting excited, you're like, shut the fuck up. What's wrong? You gonna get me in trouble.
Keep it down.
Keep it down.
And right on cue.
Yeah. Of course.
XYZ, man. XYZ.
Dude, I block them every time, and it never does anything.
Yeah, they get us too, man. It just happens. The elevator scene's pretty cool too. I mean, as ridiculous as it is, the arm guy is actually pretty well done. Man, all the kills are pretty effective, I think.
I mean, it's the highlight, either the absurdity and the ridiculousness, but every kill is like top notch. Like it's the highlight of the movie for sure.
The swimming pool thing is the only weird thing is she gets her head caught in this net, so she's like fucking helpless, bruh. She's like helpless, and he just like even sets the goddamn thing down to go get his goddamn chainsaw, and she's still just like, and I'm just like, it's like whatever that TikTok guy is, just
there you go,
that kind of thing. It's easy to get out of that, I would say.
That'd be a good bit for that guy to do.
Somebody pointed out, why do you need a bug skimmer on an indoor pool?
Yeah, that was the coffin podium guy. I wish I remember what channel.
Horror Geek.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He has like 70K views on that video about Pieces.
Dude, he does.
It's
good
like
shit,
what
man.
the fuck? That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I didn't peep the bug skimmer on the indoor pool though.
Right.
There are a lot of little weird bits, like Real Bad Flicks points out that in the 1942 scene, there's a touch tone telephone.
Right.
Just like right there.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not a shitload of attention to detail.
No.
Film. They were concerning themselves with other stuff.
And the worst fucking detectives too, man. Like that guy's like he's relying on a 19-year-old fucking man whore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's like it's so weird
for everything. At first, it's like, well, he's plugged in, and then later on, they're like going through paperwork. Like, I don't know, I'm short. How about that kid from the college? Yeah, bring him in. It's like what? You just assigning.
Fuck me actually going to help you,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Did we mention that? Like he tells his partner, he's like, "Come on, man, just take some uppers or something if you have to."
Yeah, it's encouraging.
What you've got to do.
Like, do some coke, watch Pieces, get some Wendy's. One of the things that bothers me in these movies too, when someone's obviously fake drinking a soda and they're being too obvious with it, that kept happening with Kendall with the Wendy's bit. Like he would just be like, "This is how he drinks a soda," and we're like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Like it's gonna like fall all over you. There's nothing in there. I can tell. There's no weight. A mime he is not."
Did you do your favorite kill, Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you let it off.
What was it? The shower scene? I said.
Yeah. We all said because that's like the grand finale, right?
Yeah,
so like they do. That's a good thing about the kills is they do amp up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They keep getting more and more elaborate, and they because some people will blow the load very early, right? A lot of films will do that. Iron Man 2, you know, but
I was
things
just
like that.
hearing that argument about scanners, which is kind of I can see that it's the most exciting part of the film is in the first 15 minutes with the head blowing up.
That is true, but there's enough complexity in the story to get me through it. I think.
Right.
I think I don't think it's Videodrome, but I think Scanners is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like Videodrome. I think I like Videodrome better than Scanners.
I think I do too. It's between Videodrome and The Fly for my favorite Cronenberg, probably.
Never seen the what do you call it? Videodrome?
Videodrome.
Ma.
Yeah, with an M. James Woods, man. That's a good one. That's real good.
Yeah, if you like Red Room, you'll fucking love
Hell yeah.
Videodrome.
I need to catch up on Red Room, man. That's like the biggest comic book that I'm missing. I need to get caught up on that.
I can't believe fucking square ass looking Nick is like the biggest fan of Red Room. I'm so proud of him, man.
He wasn't before, man. He would never even fucking look at it.
He loves that shit, bro.
He's
always like
funny.
He's always on it, man. He's always on it, dude.
That's great.
It's great, man.
He wasn't for a long time.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Me too.
I guess next we're probably going to get into characters, right? What do y'all think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah. That's cool.
What's your favorite character, Dylan? You always let everybody steal the good ones. Why don't you go first?
I mean, that's a hard one. It's not really character driven, as we've said.
No. It's pretty much which one of these made you laugh.
I guess. Honestly, probably Willard, just because he's so goofy, you know.
Yeah, that would probably be mine, bro.
Like the head detective's pretty good though too. You know, just like how he's putting everything on a, you know, like a 19-year-old kid. You know, like bringing him on a crime scene. But yeah, I guess I would just say he's like the biggest red herring of all, like literally. And it's just hilarious, man. It's just hilarious. Just like knocking them all into the pool and shit.
No, yeah.
Bro, like, yeah, he's like, bro, just like cooperate.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, how do you make yourself feel? And apparently there's no repercussions from that because he's there again towards the end when they're doing the music bit and they're still trying to use him as a red herring. I'm like, wait, the police didn't stop him?
Yeah.
Like, you got to be out your fucking mind. He's great, dude, though, because he's so overselling the menacing, leering, and all that shit. And he's like fucking polishing his chainsaw. And the weirdest thing with him is they even mention like, my contract is, you know, I don't get paid by the hour. I got a contract to do the job. It's going to take me a couple weeks. He's like, do it as quickly. But then they act like he's just always there. He's got keys. He's like they weren't thinking too much about this one.
No, they weren't. He is the best, though. I mean, hands down, Willard is the standout star of the film. And he doesn't even, I don't know if he's got like, 3 lines most?
Yeah.
It's just that look. He got casted based upon like, can you look very suspicious? He did that look and like, oh my God, you're in.
You're in.
We'll put you on the poster.
Another good one, though, is like if I had to pick one outside of him, I would pick not the main detective, not the Christopher George character, but his guy with the white hair.
Leslie
who's
Nielsen
literally
lookalike?
Yeah, right? Who's literally doing all the fucking work. All the fucking work. He's the one sitting there pouring through these fucking records. He's the one that breaks the fucking case. It ain't Christopher George. It ain't fucking Kendall. It ain't the woman who cannot play tennis. It is him. He is the only fucking competent goddamn person in this fucking film, man. And he likes Wendy's. And I'm cool with that.
Hells yeah.
Nothing wrong with the Dave double, man. Come on. Biggie size that shit.
Hell yeah.
Baconator.
Get you a cup of chili with cheese. Sometime.
Hell yeah, man. Baked potato.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all order a baked potato next time you're at Wendy's. We don't want them to lose it. Send dick pics to girls with us. What? This doesn't even make sense.
God damn, dude. I'm struggling to pick. We've talked about a bunch of the characters. Willard's clearly the best. Bruce Lee, 1E, he's phenomenal. But there's no one that's very like you said, Dylan. It's not a character-driven film. It's just like who is the funniest. You know what? I'll just throw in something for the mom at the beginning and the little boy, the young Dean, because it's an excellent scene. Just the mom, you want her to get her head cut off. So
yeah, you did.
I'll just throw those in. They did their job well.
Hell yeah. I'm going to say a shout out, by the way, to the swimming pool victim, because when she slips Kendall the note or whatever, and she gets up and walks away, she's got those like tight ass high-rise jeans that look like that all the toothpaste we had when we were kids, like that sparkly blue. You know what I'm saying? I love those sparkly blue jeans on her. They look really nice. So,
oh my god, that woman in the pool scene was gorgeous.
Yeah, she slaps, man.
She slaps, bro. And in the 80s, bro, like her shit was like on point to this day. Like sometimes you'll see them and you're like,
y'all know the toothpaste I'm talking about, though, right? Like that,
yes,
that blue shit that with the sparkles in it that tastes like goddamn sugar.
I remember when that shit was new. Parents brought it home like, this one is for you kids. We have ours. This one doesn't burn.
Yeah, the biology professor was.
Yeah, because my parents used Close Up, which was like Bernie cinnamon.
Right.
I don't know if anybody remembers Close Up. I don't even think they make that shit anymore. They don't even make Aquafresh anymore. That was always my favorite because it was striped. Like Aquafresh is now like a Crest brand or something like that. It's weird. You can still find it though.
I remember the stripe.
I like striped toothpaste. It always made me feel like it was working more. I don't know. Like it's so stupid.
Funny. Little texture to my toothpaste.
Steph's like, I'm dipping out because I don't have a favorite character.
Right.
He's like, I'm just not gonna.
He's like, I'm gonna be honest. There are no good characters.
I don't know, man. That chick's Levi's, man. That's a pretty good character, man. Really supported that role.
I mean, I should have said Kendall, because Kendall, he is good. It's funny. I was thinking about this. Like, who would play these if you were going to cast them with like American versions? Because it feels, I don't know. There's something about it's set in America, it's set in Boston, but like, what's that fucking kid's name from Ferris Bueller? Why am I forgetting his goddamn name?
Cameron? Or the name of the actual actor?
The name of the actor.
Matthew Broderick?
Matthew fucking Broderick. Yeah, you get him and you get the nerdy kid from Weird Science. That's his buddy. Maybe Danny DeVito could have done Willard.
Oh, God.
Right? Because they look like, what I was going to say is like Kendall just looks like he's got like a face that like is recognizable, even though I looked into it. I don't know him from anything else, but he's got a bit of it in his face. You can see him being a star, an 80s star.
Hell yeah. Steph's writing this out. He's like, I'm going to wait till they're done talking about favorite characters. And then.
And what the movie's trying to say.
I love how Scarpad is like obsessed with Kendall's dong, man.
I get it.
You okay, bro?
He was kind of.
What we saying last week? Mike wanted to know if Kendall's dong was okay. He's checking in on it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. I thought it took me back too. I was like, "Whoa, okay, fuck yeah!" Like I said, semi-hard. He was trying to play it cool while he was under the covers, but he was like, "Let me try to rush through this scene." Now I'm gonna stand in front of this flower pot for the next bit. There he is.
My bad, guys.
We were stretching it out with dick talk.
bro.
Don't worry, man. It's our favorite subject.
I like the wordplay, stretching it out.
Hey-o.
Are you gonna want to talk about the music, or you want to go into what it's trying to say?
I want to talk about the music, but I want to know what Steph's favorite character is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Willard. He's just being fucked with the whole movie, you know. Even towards the end, when he's with the whole music scene, he's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck do you guys want now? Like, you guys keep bringing shit my way. I'm just trying to do my job." Yeah,
I like that bit where he's like, "Yeah, it's just off over here. Why don't you come with me and we'll go shut it off?"
Yeah,
he takes her over there like, "Oh, this is when he's gonna do it," but you know he's not.
Right?
No, he's not.
Right. But yeah, Willard. that's he's the standout.
100%. You could make a sequel to this just called Willard.
Willard, yeah.
And I would fucking watch it. I'd be all over it.
Oh, good.
Hell yeah. Well, I was gonna say, Vern, you want to talk about the music?
Yeah,
dude. Like, what it's trying to say. I don't know how much.
It's funny because there's bits of the music. Like at first, I was like, "This is pretty damn dope." Like there's the main bit that they keep playing that I mentioned earlier, where it's just those dum 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 dum. For a minute, small doses, like this is pretty cool, but it just goes. They use it too often. They come back to that well too frequently. It reminds me of like I guess it would be the main theme in Dawn of the Dead, where they keep coming back to that. It's like a dum dum, like just a plotting bass theme. That gets annoying. Obviously, the marching band stuff, it gets super fucking annoying, but it's supposed to get annoying. That's the whole idea of it. Like, he's like, dude, shut this shit off. Right. Like, my fiance is like, what are you watching in there? This is terrible. But then, like, I'm like, dude, it's supposed to be annoying. And the characters are like, we've got to get this music off. So, and that's, I feel like that scene is, like Robbie mentioned earlier, they're just trying to stretch it out to get it long enough to be an actual movie. Right. Like, that scene feels like you feel that in that moment where it's like, this is going on forever. It's ridiculous, but it's funny. It's like a Family Guy joke that gets funnier as it goes. Like, oh my God, shut this damn music off. But there is another bit in there that they play a couple times. They don't play it as much as the main theme, and it's really proggy too. I was thinking about this, like a lot of films, because I keep on wanting to say for a lot of different movies that it reminds me of Shine On You Crazy Diamonds. But that's like all jam bands or like a Pink Floyd type band. It's that atmospheric intro build-up music before like the song kicks in. That's a lot of what cinema scores are, is just the atmosphere before it's like a song. So that's why I always want to say that. And it reminds me of some of the Goblin stuff that you get in Dawn of the Dead, just not as good. I think it's just because it's a proggy sounding band than not just like a classic instruments that you hear in film scores. But overall, it was good, but it gets annoying. Those two bits get really fucking annoying, but not bad.
What two bits are you talking about? I missed that. Are you just talking about the doom doom?
That part that's too repetitive, and then the other bit is an actual bit where it's the marching band. That's ridiculous, but it's doing what it's supposed to do in that bit.
So the music, I'm assuming that what I watched was the international version, and that's got so much music just clipped together from so many different places. I don't even know how much of it was original, because if you look at the credits here, we got Stelvio Cipriani, Stephen Hamm, Cam, is they mentioned Cam, music by Cam. That just means stock music. Like, it's not even an actual fucking, like, I thought it was a band or something. Right. Apparently Cam just means stock music, because they're using Enrico Pearson. I fucked that name up. But Fabio Frizzi, that's the one I'm trying to get to. The guy who did the music in a lot of those Fulci films that we're talking about. So I think the music is just clipped together, and apparently the director didn't like that. So we actually got Librado Pastor to do the Spanish version. So the score is different in the Spanish version. So I'm excited to get the Blu-ray and see if it has that. I hope it does, because it also comes with the CD, and surely it's just not all the stock music, right? So I want to hear the score that was actually made for the film, because it's really just a bunch of shit clipped together. That being said, I love the heartbeat shit, and if I had to place the Fabio Frizzi bit, it might be that, but they use so much random music. Some of the music, oh my God, like every time, like, first of all, they're playing that fucking, they're like a D-list version of Funky Town when they're doing the dance scene. And then when she's taking off her clothes for the pool scene, it just gets into the most like generic, like sexy time. This means sex is happening. But I do like the heartbeat theme with that like ethereal, it's not really an organ, but it's like something that's synthesized. But I like that, but that's pulled from something else. So if it was actually a movie based around that theme, it would have elaborated just a little bit more. So I would like to see.
I like that bit. I just think it doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's just not very intricate to be played as long as it gets played. It doesn't like lead to something else. It just
I
keeps
get what
doing
you're saying.
That.
But I don't know. I like the subtle differences in it because it does start off like the heartbeat vibe, and that's something you hear. Goblin uses it a lot. I've used it in some of my compositions that I've made. It's just a very typical. It's like an Italian horror movie sound that I love. The doom, 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 and it's mimicking a heartbeat, right? And it's just that's why it's called that. But they're switching it up slightly because that's what people would do. They would just switch it up a little bit. There's only so much room to work with, you know? It's like the boom boom bat, like how that works in a lot of like hip hop music and shit. It's just variations on a theme. But you're right, it doesn't go anywhere because it's just pulled. It's just a theme that's like pulled out, you know? And it's like, it's not actually, this movie is not a full composition. Like it's not an original piece of work that's made to fit the film. It's they're finding music they can use to piece it in. But apparently the Spanish version is composed, and I really want to check that out.
Gary North says the limited edition Arrow release, great extras. Is that what you ordered, Robbie? Do you know?
I got the Grindhouse one is what I ordered. It was like $20 on Amazon. It's like 50% off right now. And I did see that there was an Arrow version. God damn it. This one had a CD. It's whatever. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
Right.
And Scarpad was talking about Shudder had a crappy transfer. I thought it looked fine on Peacock.
Yeah, I watched it. It might have just been the streaming. But I just ditto whatever you guys said about the music, and I know Steph seconds that.
Am I the only one that actually really likes that main theme?
I do. I like the music. I just fucking, you say it best.
Yeah,
I will not hate and deny myself that you say it way better than I ever could.
Okay, whatever.
But another thing you could say way better than me as well is, what do you think the story's trying to say?
Bruh. I'll tell you what it's trying to say. For real. It's trying to say something about, like we already mentioned this, the repression that can happen sexually on someone from overbearing parents, right? Yeah. Kids are going to try to explore their sexuality or ideas of that. They don't know what they're doing even, but there's a fascination. There's something, and that is a genetic goddamn thing that's inside of all of us, right? Whether you're gay or straight or anything outwards or in between, right? Like that is something that's like in our DNA. And a lot of overbearing, sometimes religious parents really fuck up a lot of kids by trying to shelter them and withholding things and not allowing them to explore. I'm not saying let your kid go out there with no limits, right? But I'm saying like you can't be super harsh and punishment oriented on children exploring what is natural to them. All you should do is guide them. You don't guide people with punishment and beration or anything like that. And if this movie's trying to say fucking anything, that's what I think it's saying.
Right.
Sex positive.
Sex positive, baby.
I've been sex positive my whole life, man.
Sex positive, end up HIV positive. You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree more. Right?
Just to add on to that a little bit, this is like Eli Roth just mentioned that Tarantino said.
It's like we mentioned sex positive. Look what happened.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it really is. Like they know when we talk about the porn bots, they pop up more. I noticed that too.
Yo.
But more or less, just like because of everything, the repression that Robbie was talking about, he then like he has this hatred for women. But he has this obsession with his mother too because of that. Like I think it's like he mixes his mother up with his sexual fantasies, and that's why he's chopping these women up, trying to rebuild and evidently reanimate his mom, so that his mom will rip off someone's dick and put it on, add that to the collection. But there's this bit about him using women as pieces of meat. Like he uses these women just for their pieces, literally, and that's a little bit more to it, but yeah, they don't dwell on the theme. It's just in the background, which is good for something like this. They're not shoving it down your throat.
It's about exploitation while being exploitative.
My favorite.
Maybe it's more brilliant than we thought.
Right. Like, dude, I'm telling you, like Tarantino thinks this is a masterpiece.
Maybe the Kung Fu movie guy bit, right? The bad chop suey thing. Maybe that was him admitting in another movie how trashy the Bruceploitation
right
ad was.
It's so fun. I just want to show you guys because when you pull this up, oh, I lost it now. Now I'm on a fucking weed website. But the cast for this, when you look at the cast, it shows you. It says Bruce Lee. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like, if you hadn't pointed that out, Robbie, that there's only one E in that Bruce Lee, I would have been so confused. Like, they just said Bruce Lee is in the movie.
Yeah.
He looks just like him. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's why they hired him. I think he's the guy from Game of Death. I may be mistaken on that, but that's the shittiest form of cinema, man. I hate that shit. It's like so offensive to me. Nothing else in film is offensive to me. But that one, like, it's just, and it's, I don't know what it is, man. It's just like you're fucking with Bruce Lee. It's like,
what'd you think?
They're basically going to be parading Stan Lee's digitized dead body around for 20 fucking years. We just found out. So, like,
oh, they are doing that?
Yeah, apparently.
Wait, are you saying like a real life, like a Tupac hologram thing, or they're going to keep putting him in?
They're going to keep like CG in him, like in film. They made a deal with the estate.
Well, they already fucked up, and now he's not in every one.
Right, because I heard that they said they weren't going to do that. That was a while ago.
I don't want to see a CG fucking Stan Lee in these movies. If you were going to CG anybody, put Jack Kirby in a goddamn movie.
Right.
Fuck y'all.
For real, if you're going to CG,
that would be cool though if you could get a scene with both of them.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. I don't know. Because he wouldn't do that today. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, Dylan. Let's move on. Don't get me started.
Well, hold on.
We'll carry this over to Rock and Robbie Live.
Yeah.
What did you think of the bit in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Bruce Lee? Or you haven't seen that yet?
I still haven't seen that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to continue that at one point once you do.
Yeah, definitely, because that's a good movie. But does anybody else want to add to what the movie's trying to say, or do you guys want to get into the rating? Because I would say what Robbie said.
I want to hear what Steph says. See, you keep skipping Steph to be like, because you don't have anything to say.
No,
it doesn't mean Steph doesn't have anything to say.
I know Steph.
No, you guys said it best. It's
come on,
it's about sexual repression, being sex positive, and being exploited.
Hells yeah. You said it best there, brother.
You said it better than all three of both of them.
Both of these nuts, man. Shit.
But yeah, it's definitely saying something, because Scarpat, I mean, it might say different things for everyone. For us, we saw a dong for like a second. Scarpat saw a dong like
ultimately,
so did John. So it's hitting everyone differently.
It's got plenty of boobs and dongs. Apparently, that's just part of the sexual repression and sex positive nature of this film.
All the boobs. I didn't see any dongs.
I missed the dong. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't believe y'all missed it. It was so obvious. I was like, this dude's got a semi-hard penis going on right now.
I saw it. It's obvious. And I watched it on the Shutter.
Oh, he admitted it. I'm just kidding. I saw it. I saw it, guys.
I wonder if Peacock had the penis on it.
Yeah, that's where I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it on Shutter.
Damn, man. Peacock don't play around.
Right.
It's not called Peacock for no reason.
I was seeing dicks on Netflix yesterday too. So
Net dicks.
It was Jackass, by the way. I'm not searching out.
Yo, same here. Yo, Jackass 4, yeah.
Oh, I still haven't seen it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I was just watching the first one with my girl the other day. They're both. I love all those.
Me too.
The fourth one, I missed Bam, bro.
Oh, it's so good. Oh,
but it was good.
It was still enjoyable. It would have been cool with having him there.
I say, fuck Bam.
Man, you feel.
I dare with you, man. They offered him plenty of ways to be in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, he's just the most unlikable out of all of them. He's like,
his whole
that's
bit
funny
is
how
making
much
fun of his
is.
fat family, man.
Right.
Yeah.
He's fat now.
No, I did love that show for a while.
Dude, so did I. I used to watch
Bam?
shit out.
Hell yeah, Bam. Vito Bam is my favorite.
He would make
I always like Bam the best.
He dug a hole in his fucking yard, and his dad was mowing the lawn in a riding lawnmower. It's like he could have killed his motherfucking dad right there, man. And his uncle, like, what a weird specimen of a human being. That's taking advantage of the mentally ill, bro.
Vito.
Yeah, is that his name?
Vito.
You're right. Yeah. Oh my God, what a wild. Are they both dead now? The dad and the
No. Well, Vito might be, but I looked it up recently, and the dad, what's his name, Rich or his dad is alive.
Yeah.
So that's good. He looks. Oh, Phil.
Good.
Phil looks great. Ape looks great. They look the exact same. It's weird.
Bam's the only one who
Yeah, Bam looks like shit. His parents look fine.
Yeah. All right. So how many dongs y'all want to rate this? I heard people saying that in the chat. Who wants to go first?
Let's let Steph go first, man.
All right.
Drop it on us, Steph.
All right. This was not like we said.
How many golden dongs would you? How many golden '80s dongs would you give this?
Golden '80s dongs. I would give this a 3 out of 5. It's not a good film, as Robbie says, but it's an enjoyable film. It's a horror slasher. The primary thing about that is the kills, and it's got great kills, so you won't be let down. And it's got some great bits, and I'm really fond of bits. So
speaking of bits, Manny's got the fastest fucking rename my profile fucking trigger finger out there, man.
That's so funny.
Wow.
So Steph goes 3.0, and that's, I could see this movie. You could go anywhere with this movie, and I would respect your answer anywhere from like a fucking 2, 2.5 to a 5. I wouldn't be shocked if someone went that far. I kind of the same thing I was saying for like Blood Diner and other things like that. Like as much as for sure. As much as I enjoyed this movie, I don't think I can go more than 4.0 because it doesn't. I'm trying to save the 4.5s, aka 9s and 10s for stuff with stronger stories and characters and shit like that. So, but I'll go as strong as I can for a movie that lacks all of the key elements that make most movies good. 4.0 is about as strong as I personally am willing to go, and I'll go there for as everything that we said. The ridiculous, the absurdity, and the kills, man. These are fire. When I'm watching a horror movie, like depending on the mood I am, like I want to see the kills. I want to see crazy shit. And this movie gives that to you in spades. So I'll go 4.0 for pieces.
Nice. 4.0. Damn, you really did love this.
Oh, yeah. It's good
right.
shit.
I think that's what you gave Blood Diner.
Yeah.
So you think they're even?
I mean, they're different. I keep comparing everything to Blood Diner just because it's got that funny, but like, well, here's the question I was wanting to pose to you guys, and I'm really, what do you think they were trying? Do you think that they were trying to make this movie as funny as it is? Blood Diner, they 100% were. Killer Clowns, they were. This movie, I don't know how much of it is intentional. It's harder to tell because at times they're taking it serious, and then they throw in Bruce Lee and shit. So it's like, well,
because it's
maybe they're not.
I would say probably.
See, that's why my preamble for my rating was going to kind of address that. And the idea that I don't think this movie, like Blood Diner, like Killer Clowns, like you said, like some of these other films, I don't think they intentionally made this movie the way it is.
Right.
I think that they were just, this is a cheap, thrown together movie. I don't think there was any passion put in there by anybody in the movie, except for what? Lisa Day, is that her name?
Linda Day.
Linda Day. Except for her. I think she was giving it her fucking all in certain scenes, right? But so there's that. I don't think that, but it is the enjoyment and charm of the movie comes as a byproduct of that, though. Like somehow they did wind up making this ridiculously bad movie that works. And I think I should re-say something. The only people that had really passion, like strong passion in this movie, were the people doing the special effects, right? Like that shit is awesome. And that's what sells it. You take that out, it doesn't have great kills, then we don't like the movie as much. You know what I'm saying? This is a perfect movie to put on when you got a gang of homies together, right? Y'all want to just have some beer, smoke some weed, like Dylan, do some coke. I don't fucking know. Yeah, but just, you want to do something and just have some fun watching a fucking movie that y'all can all laugh at and not have to pay too much attention to. This is like the best football games or baseball game. It's more like a best baseball game you've ever seen, where you can have a bunch of people over, enjoy it, drink, have snacks, do all that shit, have a fucking pizza party, for Christ's sake. You can do that. And when it is time to really pay attention, and you all gather around and watch it. It's like watching a game at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
good analogy.
4 out of 5. Because I think, like Verno said, that's the max I can give this because it's not intentional. It's a byproduct of it, but it does work and it soars for me. I bought it after watching it Like, I don't need to buy something I just watched. I may never want to watch this movie again. Now, I bought that shit. I want this in my collection. This is something I wish I would have watched a long time ago.
Right.
Like I'm going to make up for missed time with this one. 4 you digs, 4 slips, 4 backlogs, 4 dongs, and 4 pieces.
Oh yeah. Man, I feel like you two might be a little disappointed. No. I do love this movie. I do love it. I just like, I think I'm at like a 3, to be honest, though, because it's not one like I just like, because I believe I gave Blood Diner 4 as well. So I'm trying to like, I know they're different movies, but in all, I would rewatch Blood Diner a lot more than this.
Did I give Blood Diner a 4.5? I think I did, right? If not, I do now.
If I gave it a 4.5, then I would give this a 3.5. So I'm trying to debate. I'm gonna do a 3.5 to be safe. 3.5. I'm gonna just do a 3.5 because it's still good. It's rewatchable. Yeah. It's just not one I would rewatch as much as Blood Diner. So that's not odd, but I think it's fun as hell. It's not very character driven, where Blood Diner is more character driven, you know. But
and a more cohesive vision of a film. For sure.
There's a lot of good stuff.
I love how we keep comparing it to Blood Diner.
Right, and Scarpad's right. You can't compare it to Blood Diner or Killer Clowns, but on the fly, that's what we've come up with.
Saying that those are obviously better. We're pointing to those as the example of an intentional, funny, bad movie.
Steph, what did you like better, Killer Clowns or this movie?
I go with the sentiment. You can't compare them. More entertaining was Killer Clowns, just because the gags.
Right.
I think this one's got better kills, though. If Killer Clowns had this level of gore, Killer Clowns would be a fucking masterpiece, man.
For 100%. 100%. You take these kills, put them in that movie, that's what I said. And I would like it a lot more.
PG-13, man. If it was R-rated, man, it'd Killer Clowns.
And it's like what, 88 or something? Yeah. Killer Clowns, like so late 80s movies. We're in this
definitely trying to bring in the kids in on that.
Yeah, and we're in the era of censorship. We're in the era of Nancy Reagan and Just Say No, and let's put parental advisories, Tipper Gore on the NWA albums and all that kind of shit. We're in that era where we're trying to clean up pop culture, which leads to some subpar horror content, I think, in the early 90s, man. So
I'll give the edge to this one, though. The bits for me. Bruce Lee, the one he makes up for that.
I remember like when that first happened, for a minute I'm like, oh, this movie's about to take a turn. They're about to get into some shit. I never saw it coming. Then they're like, no, we're just fucking around. We're just fucking around. We're not.
I'm like, so that's the killer. And no, it was throwaway bit.
Hell yeah.
Definitely. Most of it, though, Twitch, thank you. Most of my taste is back, but I never liked kimchi in my life. And last night we went to a Korean barbecue for Jamie's birthday, and I was eating kimchi like a motherfucker. So I don't know if I still have all my sourness, because I had Sour Patch Kids at the movie afterwards, and they didn't taste sour. So I think like this is the one time in my life I was eating some goddamn kimchi, bro. I was like, I usually hate it, man.
That's funny.
Sour Patch is not that sour, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but they literally just tasted like fucking Skittles. By the way, I watched Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Nice.
Solid film. I'll do a review tomorrow night on RRL.
So we got 3 from Steph, 3.5 from me, 4 from Bad Chop Suey and Random Kung Fu Guy. So we got an average score of 3.69, brother. I think that one works out pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So and we had a 4. We had a 4 from, I think it was Gary, and 2.5 from Scarpad, Very Limp. And you guys have anything for show and tell?
Let's do it.
I can flash a few things across real quick. You know,
I'll flash it. I
got my accounts. I got to run and grab mine real quick before I wrap this up. Here, who's going first?
Let Robbie fire us off.
Yeah, I'll fire us off. All right, so I picked this up today. I got Shop Talk.
Oh, nice.
This is Will Eisner interviewing tons of comic book creators. Look at that. Neil Adams, C.C. Beck, Milton Caniff, Jack Davis, Lou Fine, Gil Kane, Jack Kirby, Joe Kubert, Harvey Kurtzman, and Joe Simon and Paul, is that Suling? I don't even know who the fuck that is. But it's just interviews.
That's cool as shit.
But they covered the Jack Kirby one on Cartoonist Kayfabe, so I wanted to get this, and now I have it. So I'm excited for that. Speaking of Harvey Kurtzman, I have been eagerly wanting to get the early issues of Mad, like the first 20-something issues when it was still comic book sized, when EC did it, right? Because Mad magazine goes to, the magazine format. And, we grew up with a certain Mad magazine in the 80s and the 90s that holds a special place in my heart. But I've always wanted to go into that old school stuff that has Wally Wood, Jack Davis, Harvey Kurtzman. I wanted that stuff. But those DC archives now, since they obviously have the rights, since they bought it years and years and years ago, they have those hardcover archives and they're out of print and they're really expensive. But someone brought in a Mad collection at my shop. It was pretty much a complete Mad collection from like issue 30 through like probably 100 or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much, but in there were these reprints that they did in the 90s. They were Mad. They called them Tales Calculated to Drive You Mad. And they're reprints of the first 24 issues of Mad, all that stuff I was talking about. So I got these at a steal, y'all. Nice. The cheapest way possible to get these. So there's the first one with the first 3 issues. There's the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one. And you ready for it?
Is it the 8th?
The 8th one.
Get the fuck out
there
of
you
Dodge.
go. But this is all of the early EC Comics comic book format Mad magazine. It is way different. It is literally just like it's more like an EC tale, right? So let me just flip one open real quick. You're gonna have amazing artwork in here from really great creators. So you're gonna actually get like comic strips and shit, more so than what the Mad magazine that we know.
Right.
So really, really freaking excited. And since they're reprints, you still have some of the newer stuff in there. Look at the artwork in this.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Sergio, but this stuff is, I've always wanted to get it, but you still, even because they're reprints, you get old school stuff. Like that's an old school, like 80s bit about Mikhail Gorbachev and
fucking great looking Reagan.
Yeah, right? Look at that. Yeah. That's like a Frank Miller Reagan. Goddamn, he's calling Superman right there. Anyway, hell yeah, man! I love these things. I'm excited to dive in. Maybe we'll do a Mad in the 50s or something one day. I don't know. That's all I got.
That'd be cool, man. To do some Mad stuff on Robbie Live for sure. You should, man.
Yeah. I guess I'll go real quick and then we'll put you up, Vern. I only got 2 things. My little sister got me this for my birthday.
Very nice.
Oh, nice.
The Robert Pattinson Batman. It's in a little fighting stance.
Does he sparkle in the sunlight?
He's got old school toothpaste on him.
Nah, he ain't a Chase.
It's like them jeans,
Chase
man.
is the one that sparkled. And then I picked out Scream Factory's 4K Escape from New York. John Carpenter's Escape from New York. It's cool little 3-disc set. You get a 4K restoration by Studio Canal, and then a Blu-ray with a 4K restoration, and you get a disc 3 with straight special features. Wish that had a reversible cover, but still a very cool release.
Hell yeah.
What did you have, Vern?
I got a couple Blu-rays. This I just picked up. I watched Pop Culture Philosophers. You guys did all the Romero films. Dylan, you were a guest. I've been watching them also. This is the 2005 Dawn of the Dead.
Zack Snyder.
Land of the Dead, which you guys have varying opinions on. So I've never seen Land of the Dead. I've been into a lot of the.
Have you seen that remake of Dawn?
Yes,
it's good. I
love the shit out of it back in the day.
Yeah.
When it came out, I love the shit out of it. This I'd never seen. And this was like $12 or $11
nice.
in 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers 4K.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah,
fucking phenomenal. I watched that right before we got on. Really,
Is that the one
really.
with Donald Sutherland?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brooke Adams.
I still need to pick up a copy of. I don't own Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
You should get it now because there's only main reason why I got it. There's 10 left on Amazon.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah,
the regular one went out of print a while ago.
Yeah, should be 9 left. And then I've showed you guys like some of the horror drawings that I've done. This is some of the rip-off stuff that I've done.
Nice.
One of my favorite old
covers.
Good shit.
I'm gonna hop off for a second because I gotta go. I'm gonna switch to my phone.
Well, you're gonna weird me out if you leave me here. This is a little Wolverine.
Nice.
Little Wolvie action.
Nice hatching, my man.
Thank you. Yeah. I worked on that.
You're like inking with a pencil right there, man. That's really good stuff.
Thanks, dude. And then this I actually did ink. And again, these are all copied off of actual artists.
But still,
so we got Storm,
right?
A little Dark Side. The same artist that did both of them. And then one more. This, I like this because I don't fuck with color too much. But that turned out pretty good.
Yeah. What'd you color that with?
I don't know.
That's great, man.
Markers. And then this is like, I whipped this up in like fucking 5 minutes. It's an early Jim Lee. That I just looked at today. It's like, dude, that's like the quickest job I've ever done for looking pretty decent. You get some nice 3D action there.
Yeah, I like that.
So, that's it. That's what I got.
All right. Hey, I gotta. I'm gonna end this real quick because I gotta bounce. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, you're good, man.
We're gonna do New York Ripper because I can't think of anything else to do. All right. Because I really do gotta bounce. I love y'all, man. You guys are the best. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Definitely make sure you guys go check out New York Ripper. It's on Tubi TV. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all. Peace out.